Hello all. Today we shall read the third part of this Tamra Shasanam. From the previous two parts, we understand that this particular Tamra Shasanam was intended for someone from the Balija community or someone by the Balija community. The links to the previous two videos have been provided in the description box. Before we start reading the inscription, please do click upon the like button if you do like my work, and do share this video with people around you, and also do not forget to subscribe to my channel. If you find any discrepancies in the video, or if you find that something is offensive, or if you find something is improper, please do put forth your comments and opinion on this. And also please do feel free to point out my mistakes. If I am making any mistake in this particular video, please do put it in the comment section. And also please do suggest your improvements in the comment section, so that we can make this endeavor a much better place for everyone to understand and learn about India. Coming back to the text of this particular inscription, uh, give me a minute. Okay. So I'm sorry for the delay, for the minutes delay. I had to select a proper pointer so that I'm comfortable with, which I'm comfortable with. Now, this starts with ma. This is a ma over here. Uh, I would prefer it as ma, but it also seems to be a tu. Typically, ma is written as such in Telugu, and a tu is written as such. And this seems to somewhere on the borders in between the both of, yeah, this is how it appears to be. But from the previous two inscriptions, we understand that the scribe's handwriting, or from the scribe's handwriting, the scribe typically writes ta as such. So this is not obviously a tu. This would be a ma. Now, then it says mahi. We have a small uh, inverted concavity over here. So it uh, on top of a ha. So it is an ikaram, mahi, or a what we call a gudi in Telugu. So mahi. Then we have a sha. This is a sha over here. Mahesha. Mahesha. So here he has written a palatal sibilant, that is the talavya sha. It should be sha. Murdhanya sha. Mahesha. This is a spelling mistake. Once again, we should understand that the scribe does not really belong to the Brahminical community, and his Sanskrit spellings are quite rusty, but his Telugu spellings are quite splendid over here. So Mahesha, when we say Mahesha, Mahesha is a buffalo. Mahesha, then there is a ga over here. This is a gakaram. Ga, then we have a ra and a conjunct da underneath. Gadda, and over here it seems to be a bha, Gaddabha, Mahisha Gaddabha. Gaddabha is a donkey. Mahisha Gaddabha, a buffalo, a donkey. Then this seems to be a sha over here with a. This is not a ra vottu as such, but we should identify. A typical ra vottu is written as such, but over here the symbol is something like this. So this seems to be a rukaram. So shru, then once again this is a murdhanya sha, then we have a bha. Okay, it must be a vrushabha. Vrushabha is a ox, a bull. So mahisha gaddhabha vrushabha. Then he says these are three different animals. Mahisha is a buffalo, gaddhabha is a donkey, and vrushabha is an ox. Then it says vahana, vahanarum. So someone who used Mahesha, Gaddabha, and Vrishabhas as transport animals, or as a vahanas, or as transport animals. So the people, perhaps in ancient times, the Balija community used to use Mahishas, that is buffaloes, oxes and donkeys and bulls, as transport animal, or as beasts of burden. Then it says Sri. We should identify the Sri. The Sri of this particular inscription is quite unique as compared to the previous stone inscriptions or modern Telugu. Sri Nara. Then it says Nara Nara, then we have a Ya, Yana, Narayana. Okay, it is Narayana, Sri Narayana. Then we have a Chakra, then Narayana. This is a Narayana. This is an early form of Na, which seems very similar to a No, but it is not No, it is a Na. So then it says Chakra, Narayana, Chakra over here. This is a Ka, Chakra, then La, then Chakra, La, then Anuswara, Chakralan. Then we have a this small thing over here, it differentiates cha from all other ligatures. Che, like Chakralanche, Chakralanche. Sri Narayana Chakralanche. Then it is a na, then la, ya, then na. It is a na, Chakralanchayana. Then over here once again a Sri Matu, Sri Matuga, Va, Gava, Ra. Then we have a dot. Okay, this is a Bandira over here. So a Bandira is a retroflexial Ra, which is a unique feature of the southern languages, Telugu, such as Telugu, Tamil, and Malayalam. It was there in Hale Kannada, but it is now lost in modern Kannada. So this is a Ra as opposed to a Ra. This is a Ra which we find in all other languages, but this unique Ra, which is a more the trill is a bit more harder in this Ra. So Gavaresh, then we have a Sha, Shwara, Gavareshwara De, Gavareshwara Devadi. So it says Sri Matu, Sri Matu. Perhaps once again, as we had previously understood, as Sanskrit spellings are rusty, it must be referring to Sri Mat, the Sanskrit word Sri Mat, and he has put an ukaram Sri Mat. Gavareshwara, Gavareshwara seems to be a deity. Gavareshwara Devadi, Devadi is a deity. Deva, Deva, Divya. Then we have a Divya, Sri, Pada, Padma. We need to Pada Padma. Pada Padma is the lotus feet of Sri Gavareshwara Deva, the divine Divya Sri Pada Padma. That is the divine lotus feet of Sri Gavareshwara. Uh, Gavareshwara seems to be an ancient Telugu god. We find numerous places in the entire, especially in the coastal Andhra Pradesh, we find numerous places with the name Gavaravaram. So Gavareshwara seems to be a lord of the a particular deity. Now, Sri Gavareshwara, unfortunately, most of these non-Brahminical deities are getting lost into oblivion. Uh, it might be a result of the modern it might be a result of this largely a Macaulayan theory and Macaulayan education where people tend to lose their roots instead of and try to follow the most perceivably advanced community of that particular civilization, which in India's case is not the case. It was an invented theory of Macaulay just to divide India so that British could rule. But unfortunately, we are still following it, and it is due to such reasons that we are losing beautiful art forms also, such as Chindu Bhagavatam. On the contrary, the Kuchipudi Bhagavatam is still being patronized, but Chindu Bhagavatam is now lost almost. Chindu Bhagavatam is the non-Brahminical tradition or the non-Brahminical counterpart of the Brahminical tradition, which is a Kuchipudi Bhagavatam. While everyone wants to learn Kuchipudi, no one wants to learn the Chindu Bhagavatam. Now, Sri Pada Padmara Dhaku Dhaku. Okay, this seems to be a la over here. I'll take that assumption that it is a la, and then I, Laina, Div, so Laina, then Sri. So till here it must be one say. It says Srimad. What it says is Srimatu Gavareshwara Deva Divya Sripada Padma Radhakulaina. Padma Radhakulaina Srimatu Nandya, Nandyala, Nandyalasta. Then this is a sa and a tavuttu sta. Nandyalasta. Okay, this is a lakaram. So what we read as what is written as la in modern Telugu or la in Devanagari is written as la in an early form of Telugu. La Sthala. So it must be a Sthala, Nandyala Sthala. Nandyala is a place's name. It still exists in coastal Andhra Pradesh, Nandyala. Nandyala Sthala, Nandyala Sthala Nandyala Sthalamo, Chalu. Then we have a Chalu. Then we have a Mu. We have a Mu. Dirghakaram is there. Mula, Chalumula. Chalumula, Chalumula sa. We have a he over here. This is a he. Chalumula Sahita. Chalumula Sahita. Maina. This is a mai over here. Maina. Akhila. Chalumula Sahita Maina. Chalumula Sahita Maina Akhila. Then we have a Nalgu. Then we have a da and an ekaram. We should identify this. They should observe this ekaram. The ekaram is more like the Hindi ekaram rather than the Telugu ekaram. So in modern Telugu, if we were to write a de, it would typically be written as such, or with a dirgham as such. In Hindi, it would be written as de, as such. But and in older Telugu, the de is written as such. So it is an early form of ekaram wherein the a is not very decisively has moved to the left. The curve to the left is not that decisive, so it makes it a bit difficult to read over here. So deshala, when we see this is a shakaram, talavya and a dirghakaram, deshala, Deshalava. Then we have a pa, Deshala. Then we have a pa, du. We have a dakaram over here, the, du, na, and then ekaram, ne, mi. This is a na and with a mavattu. Over here, na ma sanyuktaksharam is there and then ikaram is there. So when we see an early Telugu, na was written like this and ni is written like this and me is written like this. So nmi, padunenmi. Then we have a di, padunenmidi, samayala. So it says akhila nalgu deshala padunenmidi samayala. So it refers to the four countries, perhaps to the four southern countries. Nalgu deshala padunenmidi samayala. So there must be 18 guilds or 18 groups over there. Samayam means typically time, is what we understand, but an older interpretation or an older meaning for it, or more obscure meaning for the word Samayam is a community. So they do exist 18 communities, perhaps spread across the four southern Deccan lands, or we do not know what the Nalgudesham over here means, but across four countries, there are 18 communities of Balijas across which this Shasanam is valid. The validity of this Shasanam is being determined over here. So it says, Padunenimidi Samayala Samastamaina Pe Pekkandru. Over here, this is a pa. What we read over here is a pa and an ekaram pe. Then ka over here, we have a ka and a dirgham over here, pek, and a ka vuttu, a conjunct ka. Then we have a da over here with a raphalam and an ukaram. Pekkandruno. Then we have a nu. Pekkandruno. Pekkandru means a guild. Pekkantru is an obscure word in an earlier form of Telugu. It is still form of Telugu. It is still there in the modern Telugu, but it is rarely used and is an obscure word. Pekkantru is a guild. It could be a carpenter's guild, a merchant's guild, a weaver's guild. Any guild is called a Pekkantru. Samastamaina Pekkandrunu. So it refers to across four countries. There are some 18 communities, and of all the 18 communities, whatever guilds exist, this Shasanam is valid for all the guilds across four different countries. So, Pekkandru, Sri, then it says Sri Gana, Sri Gana, Ganara, Ganara, then once again, this is a Bandira over here. Then we have an Ekaram, Ganara, Ganaresa, this is a Talavya, Dantasa and a Va, Ganareswara, Ganareswara. Then we have a the and an ekaram, devara. Oh, in all probability, this is a Gavareshwara. This is an orthographical mistake over here, spelling mistake. So it should be Gavareshwara, who has been referred to in one of the previous lines over here, Gavareshwara. So once again, we should observe over here the scribe had used Talavya Shah, whereas here he uses a dental Sa. So this for Sanskrit words, the scribe is not really being uniform, and it seems that the scribe is not from the scholarly community, which is attested in the inscription itself. In the first inscription, he had referred to it as a Balija community. So this Shasanam was written by someone from the Balija community and for the Balija community. And in the uh, second part of this inscription, he had written as Baladeva Vasudeva Baladeva Vasudeva Khandali Molabhadra Vamshodbhava. So that was given in the second part of this particular inscription. So for the first and second parts, please to refer to the links provided in the description box. So once again, it is Gavareshwara Devara Gu, Gudi. It is a D, Gudi Mukham. This is a Kha over here. Mukham and an Anuswara. Gudi Mukham. Then we have a Mukham Manda. This is a Manda, then Pa, Mukhamandapam. So once again, it is a spelling mistake. Instead of Mukhamandapamo, he has written Mukhamandapamo. Mukhamandapamo. Now, this is the place where this Shasana has been enacted at. So he says that near the Mukhamandapam is typically in a southern. Uh, Anyone who has been to a southern temple, in the south of India, temple is an enclosed structure. It is typically a rectangular structure. So this is how a temple has, and there will be a gopuram. Sometimes only one gopuram, sometimes all the four gopurams will be present, which are basically the gateways into that particular temple. And there will be a Garbhagudi where there is which is a sanctum sanctorum where the primary deity resides, and there will be a large mandapam, or there could be multiple mandapams over here, and there will be a dvajastambam and then a gopuram. So this is a typical plan of a South Indian temple, and in front of that particular temple there will be another mandapam. So this mandapam is called as a mukhamandapam. There could be a numerous set of mukhamandapams, such as in the Meenakshi temple. If you go to a Meenakshi temple, there is this Pudumandapam, and before that Pudumandapam, there would be another mukhamandapam. Unfortunately, most of these mukhamandapams in modern days have been encroached upon, or are being destroyed by and not being properly conserved neither by the people nor by the government. This is the state of modern temples in India, which is the most misfortunate thing to happen. But this essentially this outer structure is what is called a mukhamandapam, and there a panchayati is a group of people or a group of elders who will be sitting and deciding upon the important matters for a community or a village, and the panchayati would be quite inclusive, where the representative member from each and every family, however impoverished or uh, immaterial of the economic status of a family, or the education status of a family, or social status of a family, every family would be represented by a representative person from the family, and they would all gather at the mukhamandapam, and an important decision will be taken in a democratic fashion, considering everyone's opinion. All such things, we find such subtle details when we read the correspondences of the British people, the East India Company to the to when they sent out letters, correspondences to the royals, but systematically all of them were destroyed, so that India could be divided. And that is what really succeeded British in changing the socio-cultural fabric of India, which was held together by such nuanced balances, checks and balances, which were placed by our ancestors, and it withstood the test of time. It stood the test of the Turkic invasion, the Persian invasion, the Muslim invasion, the Mongol invasion, numerous invasions that could withstand. But even the early British invasion also it did withstand. But later on, when the British systematically destroyed, thanks to Lord Macaulay, due to Macaulayan policies, uh, India lost its socio-fabric structure. The balance structure has been lost, and we are now fighting based on castes, religion, and all kind of nonsense. It says Mukha Mandapamu. So this is what is a Mukha Mandapam. It says that a temple to Lord Gavareshwara uh, uh, had been erected somewhere, and in the Mukhamandapam of that particular temple, this Shasanam had been enacted. Mantapamunandu, then it says Vajra. We have a Va and a Ja. This Ja is quite different from the previous Ja what we saw. In the previous part of this particular inscription, we saw that the Ja was given as such, but in this inscription we see the standard Ja as such. So it says Vajra, then a Bhai. We should read it as a Bhai. This I over here, Bhai, ekaram and an ikaram. It is very similar to the modern Kannada bha, which you would typically read as such. In the contrary, a Telugu bhai will be something like this. This is how a bhai. So this seems more similar, a hybrid of both Telugu and Kannada bhai. So it will be a bhai. Then bhaishaniga, vajra bhaishaniga. So uh, I do not know what a vajra bhaishaniga means. It could either be, perhaps it is a congregation of elders, because it refers to as pekkandru, and in the previous somewhere we read a pekkandru. Then it says vetti. Vetti is an earlier form of the Telugu word petti. So a Vajra Bhaishaniga had been arranged in the Mukhamandapam of Sri Gavareshwara Swami temple. So I do not know what really the word Vajra Bhaishaniga means. I could not find an exact meaning of it anywhere till now. So people who are privy, or people who do know what the word Vajra Bhaishaniga means, could put the meaning in the comment section for the benefit of everyone over here, so that we could make a much better interpretation of this particular inscription. So we just go through this particular inscription once again. So what it reads, what it says is Mahesha Gaddabha Vrushabha Vahanarum Sri Narayana Chakra Lanchanalyana Srimatu Gavareshwara Devadi Srimad Gavareshwara Deva Divya Sripada Padmaradhakulai Padmaradhakulaina Srimatu Nandyala Sthalamu Cha- Chalumula Sahitamaina అఖిల నాల్గు దేశమును పదునెనిమిది సమయాల సమస్తమైన సమస్తమైన చెప్పే సమస్తమైన పెక్కాండ్రును శ్రీ గవరేశ్వర గుడి ముఖమండపము ముందు వజ్రభైషాణిగా పెట్టి. So it is obviously, it is not a complete part. We have another part of it. We have in three more parts of this particular inscription, which we shall read in the upcoming videos. But in this inscription, in this particular part of this particular inscription, what it says is, so the people who use Mahisha, buffaloes, Gaddhabas, donkeys, Vrushabhas, ox as their beasts of burden or as transport vehicles, Vahanarum, Sri Narayana Chakralanchanalanjana. So, by Sri Narayana Chakra, sponsored by Sri Narayana Chakra, Srimad Gavareshwara Deva Divyapada Sripada Padma Radhakulaina. So, someone who worships the divine lotus feet of Sri Gavareshwara, Srimatu Nandyala Sthalamu Chalamula Sahitamaina. So, someone who is patronized over the Nandyala Sthalam, Akhila Nalgu Deshala అఖిల నాలుగు దేశాల పదునెనిమిది సమయాల సమస్త పెక్కాండ్రును. So in the four countries and the 18 communities and all the guilds from the 18 communities across four countries, Sri Gavareshwara Devara Gudimukhamantapamu Nandu Vajrabhaishaniga Petti, representative for all these people have arranged for a Vajrabhaishaniga in the Mukhamandapam in front of the Gavareshwara temple. That is what this particular inscription reads. If you like this particular video, please do click upon the like button and do subscribe to my channel for more such videos, and share it with your family and friends and everyone around, so that everyone is benefited and by the knowledge or the readings of the inscriptions of whatever we have across India. Have a wonderful day ahead, and also do not forget to comment your opinion, and if there has been any mistakes in my reading of this particular inscriptions, please do point out in the comment section, and also do put your opinion of what you think about the Macaulayan ideas, Macaulayan principles, and how divisive the very fact that the caste system which had glued India together across numerous centuries, how the British used for their benefit to divide India and rule across caste lines, and how modern politicians are using much more to divide Indians across caste lines. Thank you and have a good day.